1. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Jules MT, and we're going to go through the charts. What better way to explain a video than tell y'all live? So here we go. So, guys, oh my gosh. First of all, my name is Jules MT. Second of all, I trade the blues with help. And let me tell you why. This is why. This is on 10-2. The GU to the downside. Jillian's Blues had a 1 hour blue. It popped up. Yes, it did at 24. Jillian's Blues on the 4 hour popped up a little later. But it comes with the blue. So this lets us know the 1 hour came with help. I love blues with help. And it's going down. Look at the entry from 24 to 97. I actually took the trade at 09 as well. I should have taken it at like 12 when the white arrow showed up. But that's when the yellow also popped up with the blue with momentum. Do you understand? I was at the top of the band. I was at the top of the band. I waited for the price to go to the top of the band. I had my help. I took a down move in open TP with multiple entries. Every single time it went up here, I was able to scalp it down for 5 pips. And right now it's just in a very great trade to the downside. The GC is also doing the same thing. The blue had help. It was super. In fact, I took the trade at not 06. It was dang, I forgot what it was. I think it was 98. But I took it somewhere up here, okay? It had help. It had super. As soon as this 1 hour showed up, I was in a down move. And I've been there ever since. The UC, I had took it at 18, y'all. The had help at the very top of the band. A yellow showed up. It was at the top of the band. So I just took it down for a couple of pips. And as you see, my trade wins. The EG, I actually didn't get to take the EG. But the EG went down and had tons of momentum right here. And I was like, yeah, this is the entry. But I was talking to Kevin the Sniper, and we got to see the EG go to the upside. And this was a second entry. This is perfect. The blue had help. Look at this with the yellow. It had help with momentum at the very bottom of the band. And I was able to take these trades for open TPs, 5 TPs, and all that with multiple entries. So by the end of the day, whenever it finally gets to your destination, that's whenever you're like, okay, I can cash out all my trades and everything. So right now, being in an open TP to the downside on the pound USD, and what I'm aiming for, because I had this yellow, was I was like, oh, okay, there's plenty. It's gonna go into the golden road, y'all. It's gonna go into the golden road. It needs a solid candle into the golden road, and it did that. The fact that it has this 1 hour, and this is what the trend. These are things that you could possibly hold. In fact, I'm holding because there's no signals against me. Like, I mean, we can count all the signals that you want to, whatever it may be, that this signal is done. It touched the orange band already. I don't care if it went out to the orange band or close to it again because of the dailies, because of these signals. But this signal, once it touches the orange line, that signal is done. As you see, this signal went up here and really touched the BB band where the yellow line was. That signal was done. If it wasn't for these signals on the lower time frames, you wouldn't be getting this move to the upside. But now, since it's actually going down to the downside, you're actually in a very great move. Okay, so trying to hold it for a little bit longer. But yeah, look at the moves and look at the moves. Look at the moves. Look at the moves. So here we go here. So, and we're back. We're back. And we're back. And we're back. Hey y'all. What's up? It's Jules. Jules. Again, this is me just to refresh of your mind of just what you've seen in the very first part of the video, and then I'm going to show you how to trade against the trend, which you shouldn't really be doing unless you're trading a certain type of way, or with the trend. And I'm going to show you two examples. Okay, so first of all, when you see a blue arrow, in some cases that could mean entry. This could mean your entry, but that's only with the trend. Okay, but let's say, for example, I know what's going to happen. The pound USD is what we're going to look at. So the pound USD is going to the downside. Look at the trend, and you would see that the trend is down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you got more downs. So you see the trend is down. Okay, and so it's going to the downside. Your ATMs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you even got more arrows pointing to the downside. Now, don't get it wrong. You have the daily and you have the 8-hour pointing to the upside. It's bouncing off the orange band, bouncing off the 4-hour, and it's all up in the bands on the pound USD to the upside. So it is actually that little V. So watch what happens whenever the blue actually to the downside with help, right, goes all the way down. So this should only take about 2 minutes from what I see. Alright, so boom. Let's go into the downside. And boom, you got a blue, right? So at 62, in your mind, you have to realize, damn, 62, I got a blue. Go back and see why you got a blue at 62, okay? 62, you realize that, okay, it's the 1 hour, it's breaking the 15 instantly. It's breaking the 15, breaking the 5, breaking the 30. It's breaking the 1 hour. It's breaking the 4-hour orange band. And it's breaking the 8-hour, and you have the daily signal pointing to the upside. Okay, so what I've been doing is taking trades like these if it's breaking the bands, but you must have a high arrow, and it has a blue arrow too. So whenever you get that high arrow, that's whenever you take the trade per se. Sometimes your entry could be like right at the band. So as we're practicing, this is at 60. Let's go. So it showed up at 61. So I'm in at 61. It had a yellow. It actually might go a little bit more, but this is a bounce off the yellow band on the 1 hour. But it's so important to know that the bounce off the 1 hour yellow band had a blue. Okay, like blues and yellows are like straight reversals, y'all. Like so. It had a blue right there at 61. So we take this trade to the upside. This is the one we can take for 5 open TP because we see the move of the move off the band going back up here, or at least through the orange band. Okay, so let's fast forward, and actually I want to show you the move. See all these signals right here. Like there's nothing in there just telling you that, hey, this is gonna keep going to the upside, right? But since our price was so good and we took it from the very bottom of the band, you don't see a blue there anymore. So here it goes to the upside, and it's taking more ups, more ups, more ups. And what happens? It gets help, boom, and then that's the move, okay? That's the whole move. Because you see it to the upside, you're starting to get your signals disappear. You're getting your at 1 hour signals, your 4 hour, your 8 hours. They're all pointing to the upside. This is going to the orange band for sure. And then I have another one. So it's at right here. So now I want y'all to shift y'all's eyes over to the right, and you see your pound CAD right here. And your pound CAD is on an up move, okay? You see it's going up, and now I'm gonna pause the video when the high arrow comes, and then we're gonna talk about entries with the blues and how we could win. So 44, see 49. Which one is that? Oh, that's this arrow, so it's at 44. And so I guess it gives me time to explain it then. So whenever you're looking at the pound CAD, you can see that its trend is like really pointing to the upside. You see that? It is really pointing to the upside. Everything's going up, going up, going up, going up. But yeah, I mean, these are under the yellow, so you do realize these are under the yellow. Since these are under the yellows, these three charts, you're like, okay, the trend is still down long termly, but it's going up right now at the moment. Now this is 9, what is that? 9 something. So this is getting ready for happy hour. This is like after a big move, and whenever you start looking at the arrows, you'll see you have a blue arrow breaking the bands, right? Now this is the blue arrow was when was arrow? Look, it's breaking the band right here. This doesn't mean that it's ready until you have help. So you take the blues when you have help, like off a super, right? So we showed one example when blues were breaking the bands and we used it. Now let me show you an example when blues are going against like such a strong trend and we wait for the signals and help, and let me show you. So it pushes all this, it pushes all that, right? So let's say some people's entry was at 44, wherever that was. All right, some people have 44. You had the 4-hour blue pop up. You could be 37, and then you had a high arrow pop up. So you could have been at 37. You could have been at 47. I think it was, yeah, 47. Now this is what I mean whenever you get help. So these are people who traded from the bands. They waited for it to break the band, and then they just waited for their right time to get in. They just got it in, right? So me personally, let's say that I don't get into that. Let's say that until this happened, the super on the yellow happened, I didn't get in. Okay, till 20. Let me show you some more. Let me show you a little bit more. Let's see. There it is. Because I wanted to trade smart, and then this is after happy hour. So this is after happy hour, and this is like basically at the time where once you get these high arrows, though, once you have this high arrow pointing to the downside, and you had your 1-hour blue, you had your 4-hour blue, these are going back down with the trend, and you have your like this. Your high chart is more to the downside now. Now you see you got forward pointing to the downside. You're getting momentum, and then you wait for a blue arrow to actually have help. And come on, come on. When does the blue arrow get help? This is the only time like that I feel confident in the blues, that I know I'm gonna win. Because if I'm taking the trade off of like the bands, like man, I'm telling you, sometimes the blue can sit there and it'll push and push and push, and if you think it's against the trend, don't even touch it, okay? If you think it's against the trend, don't even touch it. So 15, boom, right there at 13. So you get in at 13 because you had help with your 30-minute signal. You got all the blues everywhere, and you get in at 13. So once you get in there, you see that we win. We win. You won all the way down to 78. Now that's how you open TP. So don't get me wrong, I will take the pound cat. I will take other pairs too. But it has to make sense. It has to, whenever I'm taking a trade, it has to have help. Like that's so great if someone took this at 47 and kept in their trade. But I actually waited for all the signals and help on the blue charts, and I was still able to win. So these are great traders, and this makes me just my type of trader. That's who I am, and how I see myself winning. Okay, because whenever these blues popped up, boom, look at that. I'm in a big move with super and help, and this is going with the trend. I'm in a big move to the downside. Boom. And even on the euro pound, we seen on the euro pound the blues at the very bottom. I know y'all did. Look whenever the blue got help. I know y'all did. Look at this. This is crazy. Look at this. Boom. It got help at 76, 75, 73. Look at this. It got help with the yellow. It got the 1 hour, it got the 4 hour. All the trends say up. The hot arrow, the hot charts are starting to point up. So whenever that crosses, you know that's going to be a big move. And since you're getting these yellows in, a blue with the yellow, oh yeah, guys, to the top of the band, to the yellow band. Well, you know that's where I'm trying to aim to, or at least to the bands. To the bands, you know, it's going into the golden road. So I bring it out prior, which is PRIOR, potential reversal into orange road. So golden road, and what you're looking for is this to go to the golden road. And you're looking for a solid candle to form in there. And then at that point, you can find out if you want to take out your trade or not. But this is why going for 5 pips is why I made the video as well too, because once you're into a trade that has a blue, then you wait for help with the super and you look at all the trends and you get in there and you're going for 5 pips. This happens. I mean, I promise you this. I used to trade just nothing but the blues and that's it. And I would probably get almost close to 10 trades a day. Uh, if less than that, you know, maybe 5 to 10 trades a day. But if I was getting 5 pips, it just helped me realize, like, man, I'm only doing this, and I don't got to worry about losing. I don't got to worry about doing anything because I just took my trades with momentum and help, and I had the best story with me. I counted my trends. I went with the ATMs, and I was able to take the trade and win. So I take other pairs, but the pair has to be super in there. And it can't, if it's messy, no offense to anybody. If you ask me questions, I'm sorry if I come off wrong. If you ask me a question, I'm gonna answer your question. But I just expect like someone else. Like if I answer someone's question, then someone else answer the same question. I'm that person that, or the person I was a person that was like, hey, they said it's gonna go up. Don't take any trades till it's at the top of the bands if you want to take it to the down move because of this and this, right? But another thing is, we just got in the room. Is there any way you scan all the pairs? Because if you look, you might have found a better setup. I mean, like we're looking too, and the fact that the pound USD couldn't have been a good pair. Like you wanted to trade the USD CAD. As you've seen, the USD CAD was going up and down, up and down, up and down. Just imagine being on this little scary roller coaster. You have to be an MT, or you have to just be like a real good trader to know where your trades are. You have to be patiently waiting. What you see? Okay. Anyways, here we go. And as you see, our trade always wins. And our trade always wins with help. The biggest thing about taking the blues, y'all, is that you hold them in. Like once you start taking them for 5 pips and you get used to your wins and you're confident in your trades, the biggest thing about the blues is that you hold them until they really do their job. Because I kid you not, the video I just showed at the very beginning, just imagine taking it from 12, 09, 05, it's at 97. Okay, I turned on the video and it drops down to 80 something. So that's amazing, y'all. That's amazing that I was able to wait on the move even after the room and just wait for the help, and I was able to get 20 pips off of a successful move. What I call, like, this is a real great trade. This isn't just like I'm just guessing. I have everything in my favor and I take the trade. So I really hope this helped. Blues, super yellows, super pinks, things I want to talk about. If you see a blue with a yellow with momentum, you want to take those instantly. Sometimes the blues and the pinks, if you see a blue with just like a pink arrow, like on the GU to the downside, if you see a blue like that, in most cases you want to wait. Let me show you. Let me see it, what pops up on this one. So let's see. You see, there is no blue right here. So in most cases, whenever you see just like a normal pink arrow, you would want to wait, okay? Like a blue and a pink. Like make sure you're at the top of the bands. Like if you were at the top of the bands and the blue and the pink came up instantly and it had momentum and you had these signals, okay, good trade. But let's see, right here, you see this whenever it got help at 82, that was still okay because now the blue had help with the pink and the red, and now you're looking at it again like, okay, the trend is to the downside. It's bouncing off the daily band. That's why the blue popped up again, which you would think that it would already pop up, but the yellow was there. So this is a down move, and it goes to 75. So that's just 75 right there. And then if you wanted to wait, this is the reason why I'm saying if you want to wait on blues and pinks, because a lot of times they're going to give you those second entries, like with the green arrows, but the blues and pinks will give you those second entries because this one was in the bands, okay? You didn't have to take that one to the downside. Now, if you waited for it to come back to the top of the bands, or at least the high chart or the 5-minute chart, you could have took this one too at 89. And then that's pretty much it. So it goes down, and because you know you're with the trend, you're starting to go with the blues, and look, you're getting your daily signals. So at 89 was a great trade. This one, you took it at 72 or whatever it was, you would want if you had to wait because of the what happened here. So you definitely want to wait for that. Take your pips. That's what I'm saying. 5 take profit is perfect with the pings, but if you wait on the like the real good moves, still at the top of the bands, and you make sure you get a good price because you want to be at the bands most of the times. You know, you don't want to be like in the bands. You'll be good. But if you're waiting for blues and yellows, they're gonna win. So yeah, that should pretty much do it. Um, Trend and bias. Work on that first before you take a trade. If you want to, just look for the blues. Look which way the blues are heading for, and then look for a 15-minute blues. Like that's the main key. The 15-minute blues would help. Any blues would help. As you see, like it can push a strong trend to the upside so much. But until this guy on the blue right here has help, I'm not touching it to the downside. I won't do it. Okay, that's just me because it's gonna go up until this blue had help on the 1 hour like this did. I'm not gonna touch it. All right, guys, that's the updated version of trading the blues.